What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to What If Trunks Asks for Help from the Past, or Help Against the Androids. In the last part, we went over the story of the Battle of the Gods, and we saw that Goku's training would have helped him out, as he would have been able to get Super Saiyan Blue right off the bat. So now, with that out of the way, let's continue the Super storyline. After Beerus' visit, Goku would start training with Whis, with him trying to perfect his Super Saiyan Blue, and maybe even master it. On Earth, after Pan is born, Piccolo would take time off of his training to watch her, while Gohan and Videl would begin to train once again. Vegeta would begin to start training with Tarbell, as Tarbell would want to train him, and soon enough, the two would get Super Saiyan, with it being very hard for Tarbell to unlock, but not for Vegeta to unlock for some reason. One day, the Frieza Force would arrive on Earth and resurrect Frieza as normal, with the Pilaf gang still stealing a wish. Frieza would then head back into space, and he would be told that Goku has achieved a power beyond Super Saiyan, and that Majin Buu would be on their side as well. Frieza would then plan to train for 4 months and achieve his golden power. The 4 months would pass, with Jaco then warning Bulma the day of Frieza's arrival. Yamcha would then tell everyone that Frieza is on his way, and to make sure that the Earth is prepared for him. Everyone from canon would arrive, with the addition of Videl, Tarbell, Vegeta, Yamcha, and Goten. Buu would even join the group, with them all noticing that Buu has somehow slimmed down, but is jolly as ever. With there being a larger group, Frieza's forces would have been taken out way quicker, with Frieza being disappointed and killing the rest of his soldiers. Frieza would be surprised to see Vegeta as a child, but Vegeta would get ticked off by this and charge straight for the Emperor. All the fighters then attack Frieza in his first form, and this would cause Frieza to transform into his final form, and everyone would be blown away by his power. Soon enough, Goku would arrive after sensing the battle, and after Whis would have told him about Bulma's distress signal. Frieza would be very glad to see Goku again, and already in Super Saiyan, with Goku explaining that his Super Saiyan isn't the same one he experienced on Namek, and that this Super Saiyan is mastered. Frieza and Goku would then begin to face off, with Goku eventually telling Frieza that he knows he's holding back, so Frieza would then power up into his golden form, which would surprise everyone by the amount of power coming off of him. Goku would then show off his Super Saiyan Blue, and this time, Goku and Frieza would be on par, instead of Frieza being ahead. Soon enough, Goku would be able to take advantage of Frieza's weaknesses, and would be able to beat down on Frieza and get him out of his golden form. Goku would plan to kill Frieza, but Frieza would destroy the planet, and thankfully, Beerus and Whis would have been able to fix the problem, as Piccolo this time around would jump in and fire a special beam cannon right through Frieza's torso. Goku would be confused of why Piccolo did that, but Piccolo said that he messed up big time. Goku would have been proud of his sons for protecting the Earth, and he'd also thank Vegeta for helping them out, even though he's so young. Goku would say that he can train Vegeta, but Vegeta says that he doesn't need to train with a blue-haired clown. After everyone enjoys a huge meal, Goku would ask to face Buu again, as his power in the fight against Golden Frieza would have impressed him, and he would want a rematch. Piccolo would tell the two that they should face off against each other in the world of the Kais, where they won't damage the Earth as much as they would the world of the Kais. After getting permission from Shin and Kibito, Goku and Buu would go at it, with Goku going straight into Super Saiyan Blue, and with Buu unleashing his awakened potential. The two's battle would be intense, with each strike seeming like it could cause an earthquake. Goku and Buu would go at it until the two would finish their battle and fire off their strongest attacks, which would make them both pass out. Goku would be very impressed with Buu's improvement and his power, and would promise to get even stronger than Buu, and Buu would promise to do the same. Goku during this time would continue to train on Beerus' planet, and would occasionally go to Earth to check up on his family and friends. One day as he is training, Goku meets Champa, and the whole food off thing goes down as normal, with that resulting into a tournament scheduled with 5 fighters from each universe. Goku would go to Buu first, and as well as Piccolo, with the two of course accepting. Now, would Beerus go to get Monaka? Sadly, yes. Mainly because he wouldn't know about Goku and Boo's rivalry. That means that there would only be one spot left for a fighter, and Goku would go to ask Gohan, but Gohan would be busy with work, so Goku decides to go to get Goten. It takes some convincing from Chi-Chi, and as long as Goku doesn't bring Goten into the time chamber, then she should be okay with it. Goku then would train Goten for a day, and after that, would ask Boo to go into the hyperbolic time chamber for 2 years, and Boo would be delighted to. Piccolo would tell Goku that he would train Goten for the meantime. In the time chamber, Goku would finally be able to master his Super Saiyan Blue, just like in the manga. Once exiting, Goku would see that Goten would be able to go Super Saiyan 2. Once going off to the tournament, they would all take the test and even be able to pass. And this would be surprising to the Kais, and they would be glad that Boo was actually taking their lessons in. Boo would then take Vegeta's spot from Canon, and Goten would take Fat Boo's place from Canon. Goku would allow Goten to go first, and Goten would be able to defeat Batamo, and next, he'd go up against Frost. And after Golden Frieza's attack, he would defeat Frost, which would make a huge embarrassment for Frost. But since it was a kid, he wouldn't think about having too much of a revenge plan. Goten then goes up against Vegeta, which would be a very hard match for him, as Vegeta would not only be larger than Goten, but also there would be a shield around the arena for him. And this would unfortunately end with Goten accidentally stepping out of the arena. Goten would be a little sad, but Goku and Chi-Chi would be very proud of him and cheer him on. Next up would be Piccolo against Vegeta, and Piccolo would be able to outmaneuver Vegeta with his clones, and this would be able to avoid the problem of his heat exhaustion. Piccolo would then go up against Kaba, and Kaba would be a very good opponent for Piccolo, but Piccolo would see that Kaba is being held back, and this would be because he doesn't have Super Saiyan. Before the tournament, Kaba would ask Goku and Goten why they have golden hair, with Goku telling Kaba that they are Super Saiyans, with Kaba asking how to do it, but then the tournament would then begin. Piccolo would get an idea from this, and would stage an evil villain act, and begin to threaten Kaba, which makes Kaba enraged, and surprisingly, he becomes a Super Saiyan way easier than Goku did. Piccolo would then apologize for his actions, but Kaba asks why he feels so angry, and why Goku and Goten look so calm. Piccolo would then explain that Goku has trained up his Super Saiyan to the point where he could master it, with it being his neutral form, where he can not only be enraged, but also he could be calm and just level-minded. After being defeated, Kaba would try to hold his transformation for the rest of the tournament. Piccolo would then go up against Hit, with it making Piccolo very confused. Piccolo would then make many clones of himself to try to learn from Hit's attacks, but Hit would just use his time skip to attack all of the clones, and soon enough take out Piccolo. Piccolo would be very confused. Was this man manipulating time? Next up would be Boo and Hit, who would be using the time skip against Boo, but Boo would be getting so mad to the point that he would throw chunks of himself at Hit, and Hit would be trapped in Boo's pieces, just like Boo had done to Majin Vegeta. Hit would try to escape, but Boo would pounce onto Hit and begin to wail it down on him. Hit would burst out of Boo's piece and would speed up his time skip, and Boo would have no time to counter, so he would make his body sticky, so when Hit would go in for a punch, he'd get stuck, and that strategy would work. Boo then began to repeatedly punch Hit, with Hit becoming infuriated with this pink blob, so he would fire out a death strike that would push Boo out of the ring. Everyone would be scared to see Boo, and that he was actually down for once, but then they'd all relax, as Boo would get up with a smile as usual, as he'd grow back his chest and he throws up a thumbs up. Hit would be pissed by this, so once Goku would enter the ring, he would try to end it quickly, and this would trip up Goku, but soon enough, Goku would unleash his Super Saiyan Blue. Goku would then begin to get the advantage, mainly because of how worn out Hit is, so Hit begins to advance his time skip once again, which causes Goku to be put down but not defeated. Hit would then prepare to knock out Goku, but Goku would catch his punch this time. He'd be surprised to see that Goku caught his punch while he was using time skip, and he would watch as Goku would ignite his aura up into the sky, but then Goku would close his eyes and take a deep breath and let it out as he'd absorb his aura, and this would cause him to become a mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Goku would then begin to break down Hit's time skip, and soon enough, since Hit is worn out already, he's able to defeat Hit and apologize for losing control, as Boo was definitely one of his toughest opponents. Goku would say that it's okay and that one day they would fight again with no limitations. Zeno would soon enough arrive and would meet Goku, and the two would have the same interaction from canon, with the Tournament of Power being discussed. But in the shadows of the universes, a certain Kai would be scheming a very similar plot that we already know, but this time we're returning back to where the story had started, with Trunks, and to see that Trunks' impacts on the timeline have not only caused troubles in the past, but also the future. And with that, we'll close out for today. I got so tongue-tied by how many times I said Hit today, it is not funny. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It does help promote the channel and to really keep these stories going. And this is definitely one of my favorite stories out of the bunch I've made, and the ones that I'm even continuing to make, as this is one of the things that, when looking back at Dragon Ball, I had asked myself, but obviously they gave me the clarification. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos just like this. Peace!